What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Seabass with Vlogify here, and today I have another tutorial coming your way. Let's go. So today's tutorial is not really going to be super hands-on. It's going to be looking at blending modes, which is a very simple thing you're about to see here. It's going to affect your picture layering and the depiction of how it comes across as you have two different pictures on top of each other and how you blend them together, hence the term blending. So no need to go into further explanation on that. Let's just jump right on in.
Okay, so while you're in your Premiere Pro setting, this will only really apply if you're doing clips such as this down below, where you have your main clip on your main video one line and you have a clip above it that you're trying to blend in as per the term blending mode. So your blending mode is going to be under here under your video effects. You'll see it up here in the top left for myself, but you guys can have your own setups going, so it may be somewhere different, but it's under your video effects, and that'll only be coming up if you actually click on the clip itself. So when you get here, it's under the opacity setting. You have your blend modes, and there are a couple different categories. So the first category is the normal mode. This is just really nothing changes unless your opacity does. So if we change it to dissolve, the opacity gives it that dissolving effect. It looks like it's all fuzzy, almost like a grainy TV from the 90s. So your next setting is the subtractive category, and this is composed of these ones, which are darken, multiply, color burn, linear burn, and darker color. And these all will really darken your colors, essentially based off the term. And it's really just going to mix some of the pigments instead, almost like you're mixing paint in a bucket. And then, as an example, you can see that the image down below is showing up on the areas where it's darker. And yeah, so the next category is additive, which is composed of right below, which is lighten, screen, color dodge, linear dodge, add, and your lighter color. And these are, as you guessed it, these are going to lighten your colors, and they're going to mix the pigments, but they're going to mix pigments in a different style, as if you were having two light projections overlap each other, rather than that whole paint mixing in a bucket situation. And an example of such, you see the opposite. The lights are overwhelming. So the next category is complex. So with this one, you have overlay, soft light, hard light, vivid light, linear light, pin light, and hard mix. Now with these mixes are dependent on whether one of the mixed colors is lighter than 50% gray. So that's probably really technical and hard to understand, but here's how it would show up. And I won't even lie to you, I probably don't even know what that means. So I just play around with this kind of stuff and see how it works and try and get a good grasp on what the hell I'm even talking about. The next category is called your differences. So here you have difference, exclusion, subtract, and divide. And this mix is... So these are composed of your colors based off of your main... The difference between your main source and your lower layer source. So it's going to be the difference between this top layer right here, which is just the single shot of the snow down the aisle, and the difference between the colors of the lower layer, which is just the hand moving across the snow. So the last one we're working with is HSL, which stands for your hue, your saturation, and your luminosity. And inside that as well as your color, so you basically just mess with specific colors. This essentially is just a transfer of the HSL from the lower layer to the main layer. So whichever one you choose, it takes the predominant hue, saturation, luminosity of the lower layer and transfers it to your primary layer in such fashion. As you can see, you've got a little bit of the reds overlapping here, and this foreground layer is a little bit grayed out now, just to bring out the predominant reds. So that's essentially it, really. So knowing these basic properties of each category, it's really a great referral list, and it's going to allow you to head in the right direction when you're editing. And of course, you're going to want to play around with each of these, each of the modes, and the corresponding color options and the effects that come along with it, and see what you like best and see what applies to your clips the best and makes it the final product look optimal.
So I hope you enjoyed and you learned a little something with this. Nothing too crazy in depth, basics, but essential nonetheless. And it'll always come in handy for you to have that knowledge and just to know that in general. So if you enjoyed the video, drop a like and subscribe to join the Vlogify family. And as always, I don't have the hat, but #GetVlogified. Peace out.